go for sailing. Some folks like
Gulf's
to
various
ski.
structures, you'll find the popular king mackerel, or kingfish as it's called in most places. The king mackerel is a migrator moving along the Gulf's perimeter according to seasonal patterns, although he is known to stay put in isolated situations such as the offshore Louisiana oil rigs. The smaller so-called school kings frequent the mid-depths to the surface of the Gulf, and somewhat similar with different migrational patterns is the cobia. Called ling and lemon fish in some places, the cobia has some very peculiar habits. From about these depths, the 50 fathoms range extending further offshore to depth over a mile, are several other species. A popular one is the dolphin. Found suspended on or near the surface, the dolphin favors floating paraphernalia, such as weed lines that hold bait fish. Preferring warmer water, he moves offshore with the season, but is found year-round in the Gulf. Very similar in habitat is the wahoo, a vicious fighting fish that stays on the move. Wahoo may be found in many depths from the fairly shallow to the extremely deep water. He is a surface or near-surface feeder that's more interested in following the bait fish than anything. Seasonally, you'll find offshore migrating tuna. The blackfin, a small tuna that bait for marlin, are usually found in large schools migrating throughout the blue water. The yellowfin tuna also travels in schools and is found almost anywhere offshore and are highly migratory. Another member of the tuna family is the bluefin, which migrates through the cooler months in the offshore blue water. Most popular of the big game species are the billfish species of the Gulf, the Atlantic sailfish, the white marlin, and the Atlantic blue marlin. The sailfish lives near the surface and may be found in relatively shallow water at certain times. He's very abundant in certain areas of the Gulf and scarce in other areas. The white marlin, which rarely will exceed 100 pounds in weight, is the most plentiful of the Gulf's two species of marlin. Beautiful and acrobatic, he's almost always found in the deep blue water in depths exceeding 80 fathoms. The great blue marlin, often referred to as the elusive blue marlin, is also an offshore deep blue water species that offers the greatest challenge to the offshore species. Rarely found in depths less than 100 fathoms, the blue usually moves great distances in search of food. Some tagged and released are recorded as having moved over 1,000 miles. Although many other species of fish live in the Gulf, these are the most popular. Sharks live and thrive throughout the entire Gulf in a great variety of species. Many species of mammals, whales, porpoises, manatees, and thousands of other species of bait fish, shrimp, turtles, squid, crabs, etc., complete the food cycle for the popular game fish. Now that we've covered the basic depths of the most popular fish, let's discuss further pinpointing each, keeping in mind the simple point that in order to catch a fish, you first have to find him. For purposes of this tape, we'll pinpoint certain seasons, places, and patterns that should bring success. It would, of course, be impossible to give at length any detail in the methods needed to catch each species year-round. If you're interested, much more detail is provided in our other instructional tapes available on most species. Now, irrespective of where you live, one of the forthcoming trips should be within your reach and hopefully provide you action. Nobody likes generalities when it comes to recommending fishing trips, baits, tackles, boats, etc. Everyone likes specifics. For each species of fish, we're going to recommend a trip with specifics. This doesn't mean it's the only time, place, or method to catch the fish. In most cases, there are numerous patterns, places, and times that will produce. We are, however, giving you example trips made and time-proven patterns that work in as much detail as possible. Speckled trout are found along the entire coast of the Gulf of Mexico. They can be caught year-round along the coastline and inland water systems. Texas, having the Gulf Coast Conservation Association's ban on gill netting, is doing well. Louisiana has always been good due to mainly its remoteness and vast inland water systems. The Mississippi and Alabama coast are okay, Alabama should soon be better because of the recent declaration of the speck as a game fish, thanks to the effort of the GCCA. The Florida coastline varies, is poor in some locations because of extensive gill netting, good in others such as the grass flats of the Tarpon Springs area, okay at times in Florida Bay thanks to its remoteness. Our recommended trip, the Cocodrie Bay area of Louisiana south of Houma, from Cocodrie Bay west to the Texas border, is good all year round. Inland during the cooler months, further out in the Gulf during the warm months. June is a good month, maybe better at other times, but June has more stable weather and consistent fishing than the spring season. Fish the oil rigs, of which there are many, in depths from 15 to 30 feet, if possible, on a moving tide, in or out, but not slack. The rigs have beds of shells underneath them that hide bait that attract trout. Don't fish with live bait or shrimp. It's a waste of time and money. Artificials work much better because they're faster to fish. If you can't catch your limit in 4 hours, you're having a bad day or you're doing something wrong. The lure James prefers is the coatee jig and grub in 1/4 ounce weight. The red head with a white tail works great, although other colors work well depending on the watercolor and light conditions. Around the rigs, allow the jig to sink near bottom and return steadily back to the boat. Double rigs work well here because of the number of double hookings you'll get. On our trip, James caught back-to-back doubles on as many as 6 consecutive casts.
Another double coming in, pound and a half, pound 3/4 fish, good fish. Taking them on the bottom, it was in about 30 feet of water on those trouts. Nice. We really got them stirred up now. They're hitting it as fast as you can hit the water. Look here. I just got it in the water and I'm hooked up again here. The trout are